Alright. It has been a long time coming, but we finally have a proper teaser trailer for Sonic Prime. Promo for this show has been the definition of drip-fed so far, but I mean, hey, it's a Netflix show, they are marketed pretty differently to other shows. Ideally, as far as Netflix are concerned, the vast majority of people watching this show will just see it on their home screen and be like, oh hey, I guess I'll check that out. But we do now have at least a teaser trailer for the show, so I'm gonna be talking about that. But first...
Oh hey, wait a minute, it's me, Bob, from Bob's Burgers. Why don't you sit down? A YouTube video is a lot like a burger. It takes a bit of effort to grill it and put it together. But the thing is, while you may pay me for a burger, you can watch these videos for free. So all I ask is that you subscribe to the channel. Maybe hit the like button as well, Gene. And if you do want to pay for the video like you would pay for a burger, the link to the Patreon is in the description below. Enjoy the rest of the video, Linda.
So this teaser trailer is pretty minimal overall. I think the main star of the show here is the animation. And well, it's not like I expected anything less, huh? I always thought the animation looked good. Okay, so when that first teaser dropped, and I acknowledged even at the time that this was the definition of a nitpick, I thought there was a little bit of a lack of smoothing in Sonic's limbs overall, and he looked just a little strange and off model. Now, I don't know if it was just that clip and I just wasn't properly acclimatized to it. Maybe I was just like, oh, this looks a little different than I was expecting. Or if maybe things have been cleaned up, but everything is looking a lot more on model here. And I guess this is one of the things that's really cool about Sonic Prime as a concept, and surprising that they haven't really done earlier, unless you kind of count Sonic X, is a Sonic TV show with the versions of the Sonic characters from the games. Typically speaking, we get a very westernized take. I mean, look at, you know, the Dick cartoons. Dick. Penis! Look at the Sonic Boom TV series. We usually get very westernized takes on these characters. Here, we have just got Sonic as he always ever was. We've got Sonic duking it out with Shadow in the Green Hill Zone, passing by Big the Cat. There's Dr. Robotnik in his Egg Dragoon, or a version of the Egg Dragoon anyway. This is the games universe. But of course, there are a few new things and some tweaks here and there. For starters, we do hear a tiny bit of Robotnik's voice and Sonic's voice in this trailer too. And yes, they have new voice actors for this series, and that's because they were wanting to go for like Canadian only for some reason. I think it was like a Canadian agency was running this. It's gonna be strange seeing the modern Dr. Robotnik design without Mike Pollock's voice coming out of it. But I have to say, I was already sold on Devin Mack as the voice of Sonic after the previous two teasers, and he still sounds great here. He does sound a lot like Roger Craig Smith. Perhaps just a little younger, which is fitting, but like this isn't like, you know, going from the games to Sonic X where it was like quite jarring that these were new voices. You know, Sonic does still sound just like Sonic, really. And I look forward to hearing more of Devin Mack in this role. Like, we have heard him do readings of the IDW stuff, and that's where his voice starts to sound a bit different from Roger's, but I get the feeling they might be asking him to stay quite true to Roger Craig Smith's Sonic voice, just for the sake of kind of that synergy between the two versions of Sonic, the TV and the video games. And even then, that kind of almost goes out the window when you consider that Roger Craig Smith is doing a very different take on his Sonic voice for Sonic Frontiers. Now, then there's the way these characters look, and I have to say, oh, I'm really sold on this. This is a really nice midway point. Like, looking at Sonic in particular, like, it is the game Sonic, but I really like this subtle sort of furry texture that he's got, and it's sort of very still stylized, still very cartoonish. And then there's Shadow as well, and like, people have pointed out his little chest fur is no longer furry, it's more of like a sort of a clay look. I don't mind that, you know, I'm always game for claymation Sonic, but even then, like, it's not like this is like an outright claymation, it's just everything has a very smooth look to it. And it's one that I think really works. But it's the animation itself where things get really interesting. Like, they are doing some great things with these character models, like the poses and the movements look really, really good. There are certain moments where they've clearly animated like hand gestures and such on twos, and you can see his fingers stretching as he moves his hands. And there's just a lot of squash and stretch going on here. This is a very expressive looking show as far as animation's concerned. The fight moves look really cool as well. They're doing much more ambitious stuff with the animation than they did in, say, be like the Sonic Boom TV series, where it was mostly dialogue based, mostly characters chatting. They didn't go too hard in the action department. Here it looks like it's going to be the opposite. And no, while I might not want to see Green Hill Zone over and over again in the video games, I'd certainly say it's welcome in a TV show. I don't think we've had that before. Plus, us adventure fans were getting a rep here. We got Big the Cat, we got Shadow the Hedgehog, you know, that's adventure era stuff. I'm interested to know what Sonic and Shadow are fighting about. And we're still yet to see any of this Shatterverse stuff that was advertised. Like, this is going to be a big multiverse adventure. Now, before you all get excited, I don't think that, you know, he's going to go to the multiverse and run into different versions of Sonic from existing media. I don't think he's going to be like meeting movie Sonic or like Archie Sonic, or we're going to be seeing Archie characters or anything like that. I think, you know, it's going to be strictly like the main cast, but this is a pirate universe, or this is a robot universe, or something along those lines. I think they're going to be brand new universes made for the show. I don't think this is necessarily aimed at long-time Sonic fans. I get the feeling they've kept us in mind. They've, you know, done some stuff for us. But I think, you know, the key target audience of this show is ultimately going to be kids. That, of course, doesn't mean that adults can't enjoy it, but I guess we'll see when we see it, you know? Like, I'm hoping that, you know, this will be enjoyable for just, like, Sonic fans beyond just tots as well, but we will see. I'm not taking it for granted. Us Sonic fans have been very, very, very lucky thus far to have an array of entertainment beyond the video games that is suitable both for kids and adults and enjoyable for longtime Sonic fans as well. We are pretty spoiled in that regard. So with this next throw of the dice, I'm not taking anything for granted, but I am looking forward to it. Also, absolutely love the use of forced perspective on that last frame of this teaser. It reminds me a lot of a video that Tom Topics did on Sonic animation and Sonic art style, which you should definitely check out. I will be putting a link to that in the pinned comment below. It's a fantastic video, even though I absolutely hate Tom Topics because he's just an awful person. So I'm just gonna put this out there, and I don't think we really need to pit these two entities against each other, but like, for example, like the animation in this teaser compared to the animation in Sonic Frontiers. This is more the animation I would definitely like to see for Sonic going forward. Sonic Frontiers has some excellent action poses. I love how extra Sonic looks while he's fighting. He's just doing these ridiculous sort of anime poses. It's incredibly over the top, and they seem to be really embracing Sonic's sort of Japanese roots. While I guess Squash and Stretch is more of a Western sensibility, which I guess makes sense as I believe it was ultimately a Western studio working on Sonic Prime. I don't think these two styles need to necessarily be pitted against each other. However, I would definitely appreciate if we could see some of the expressiveness of Sonic Prime's animation make it into the games, so that it's not just the combat where Sonic Frontiers goes really stylized. You could have really stylized running animations as well. I guess we'll see it when we see it, but I really like the style that Sonic Prime's put forward here. This is kind of in every way how I would hope a Sonic TV show would look visually. Like I said, I know that Netflix marketing is very different from traditional sort of TV show marketing and such, but I really do hope we can get another trailer before this thing comes out in the wintertime. Something a little more plot related, you know? Show me some more locations. I mean, the whole thing's not going to take place in Green Hill, is it? Oh god, it's not going to take place entirely in Green Hill, is it? Oh jeez. Well, yeah, I don't have a whole lot more to say about it really. I think it looks good. So I'll hand this discussion over to you guys now. What do you guys think? Comment below, discuss. That's what the comment section is there for. Don't be a douche. And yeah, roll outro. I say, you've made it to the end of the video! Congrats. No, but seriously, thanks a bunch for watching. And just now, I'll be extending a special thanks to the patrons in the $10 tier, who are the amazing Adam Myers, the courageous Ken K, the legendary Ray Ray, the magnificent Mr. SP, and the super Sergio. What an amazing and generous bunch of people. Thank you guys so much for your support. And if you want to join the ranks of these amazing people right here, the link to my Patreon is in the description below. Guys, these are not the easiest times in the world financially, so every little bit you folks are donating is doing wonders. I really would love to be able to do YouTube as a proper fully fledged career someday. It might just be a pipe dream, but maybe you guys can prove some people wrong. But of course, if donations aren't your thing, then, well, it means plenty to me that you just hit that cute little subscribe button over there. I didn't mean hit that way. Well, that's me done for today. Thanks a whole bunch for your support, and have a fantastic day. I'm gonna see you so soon.